So welcome to the call, guys. This is a very special announcement. Shall I share my screen? And before we get started, we have a big announcement, but first this. Over the last few months, after we finished our Minion Builder Bootcamp, I started scaling up the Minion building. I brought in 2 VAs, and one of them has already left, but that's how finicky they are sometimes. I've been working with VAs for a long time, and I had a procedure set up to do this, to build and scale my Minion building. But what we have found is there's some Google Spies on Google Sheets. We were having some Facebook foolishness going on. Is we had a lot of accounts that as soon as we put the name and email and verified on the phone, they banned the accounts. And I've talked to several people. It's not just us. It's happening all over. But we were using proxies on Session Splitter, and everything was going great. And then we couldn't figure it out. We had everything on a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, but because the VAs were out of country, I wanted to put it on a Google Sheet. That's when all the problems started. And somebody told me, they said Google Sheets sometimes can get you in trouble. So we had different versions of Excel going back and forth, and I couldn't keep track. I had somebody working here in the States, I was working on it, and we had somebody in the Philippines working on it. So which version they were working on Excel, it never worked. And the problem is we had a lot of images we were creating on the phones, phone devices, on different phones. We had a lot of pieces were everywhere. They were on somebody else's Dropbox, on our Dropbox, on a local computer. And we were having to push images over to the phone, do a manipulation, then kick it back. We were even using a VPS, thinking we could put everything there, but we were still having some version issues. So it was a challenge working on a team without a centralized database. And it caused a really lack of focus. I lost a VA over it because we really didn't have a good plan for scaling this operation. However, I think we have a really great solution that everybody can benefit from, and primarily we build software for us to use. It is called the Minion Builders. It's a minion building database. And we are forming a beta team because we are going to go out with this software on a JVZoo launch. And before I get into any details about the beta team, I want Wayne to take over the screen share and show you what we've got.
So hi guys, as you can see, we're on a new piece of software. I'm about to log in and show you what we've got. So here we are. For those of you that are familiar with RSS Smasher, VidPenguin, etc., you'll know our style. You'll pick this software up pretty simple, I'm sure. But what we've got is a central place that you can create your minions and have them in one place, and everything about them is all kept together nice and clean. But there's a lot of extra speedy things we've built into this which you're going to like. So this is the dashboard. Obviously the full training, well, you're watching it, but I'm sure that will start to come along in the coming weeks. And here you can see we've got a little like total minions and credits, and I'll talk about that as we go along. But the whole idea is you want to create your minion. So we've got a very nice menu on the left, as you can see, and the first one is create minion. So I'm going to create my first minion, and what it does is it allows you to, what we've done is in the database itself, we've already created hundreds of thousands of personas that you can use, and as soon as you decide to use one, it's yours. It's taken out the list, no one else can use it, and then you can do what you want with that. You can change it, edit it, etc. The way that you start off is that you choose a name set, and at the moment we've got American, English, Welsh, Australian, German, Italian. I'm quite open to anyone telling me, can we have XYZ, and we'll get it sorted for you. If you want some Japanese personas, we'll get them for you and plug them in. So I'm going to go with American, and then you can decide, does this American live in the United States or Canada? I'm going to say United States. And then you can say, do you want a male or a female? I'll tick female. And then we've got an age kind of slider, and you can decide, well, I only want between 30-year-olds and maybe 57, for example. And then all you do, once you've got that set, is you click filter. And it pulls out 5 personas at random for you to choose. So if you like the fact that we've got one called Maria Gentry and she lives in New York, then you can highlight that one and you can copy it to your very own collection of minions. If you like Christina, then you highlight that one and she lives in Portland, Pennsylvania. If you don't like any of them, you can simply click filter and it will randomize and give you a different 5. So if you like Gladys Holt and she lives in Iowa, then you simply choose that one and we'll click copy selected minion. So that one's now not in the list, but that one is now taken away from our database and it's been awarded to me because I've chosen it. And then what you can do is you can go and take a look at that minion and do lots of nice things with it. So incidentally, if you wanted Jennifer Smith as well, you can just click copy selected minion and I'll have Jennifer as well. So that's how easy you can create a minion. So when you go to My Minions, these are all the ones that you've got, that you are using, that you are storing all your information for. So if we go to My Minions, you'll see I've got a few in there with some pictures. And if we go to the bottom, you'll see the ones that I've just added. There's the Gladys Holt and there's Jennifer Smith. So if we highlight Gladys Holt and click edit, you'll see all the information that we give you about this. The gender, American, the name. We've even created a random address. We've got the postcode. We've got an email address, which is completely random, but that's there so that you can obviously spot that you need to put a real email address in, which you can get from Masher sites maybe, or you may have your own domain email created. There's spots for personal bios and corporate bios. We've even got a tick box for if you want to say if your AdSense is working for this minion, if it's connected to a site, you can tick that. But if we scroll down to the bottom, you'll see we've got an area for a picture for this person. Now, you can browse and upload your own picture if you've got one. But the beauty of what we've done is we can click Get Photo using artificial intelligence. And then if we just simply click that button, it will generate a person that actually doesn't exist and drop it in the system for you. Now, she looks about 44. That's quite nice. Does she look like a Gladys? Yes, I think she does. I'll take that one. If you don't like that one, you can click Get Photo again, and that one will be gone forever, and it will generate you a new one. It does obviously generate random people, so you could click it and you might get a man. You just got to click it again and to get a female, or if you're looking for a female, you might get a man, etc. But you just keep clicking, and I'll show you. I'm going to keep this one because that one fits perfect, but I'll show you on the next one what you can do. But if you like that, if you click Lock Photo, then that locks it to this profile. You can't accidentally delete it now. It's captured and it's in, and we can now use this persona with this profile picture. Now at the bottom we've got groups. So if you want to group your minions together, you can. You can see I'm using it for the different websites that I've got. Damon uses it in a slightly different way. He uses like A, B, C, D and groups people that way. It's completely up to you how you use it. if you haven't got the group set up, you can add one here. So I could say test group, for example, for this demo, and click add group, and that adds it into the list, so I can select it there. And then click update, and that will update this. So now she is in the test group. So we've created Gladys Holt, and let's show you what else we've got on this lady. So if we go to other details, there are quite a bit of extra information that we've picked up, which you can use if you wish. Some of these we may remove as we go along. Let us know what you think. But all these fields have got this little copy to clipboard button. So if ever you wanted any information, like say the name, you could go to Gladys, you could click that, and then that's been put into the clipboard for you. So if you wanted to paste it, say, into a piece of software, you can. So if I do Control-V to paste, you'll see that it's put it in the clipboard for me. So everywhere you see one of these easy buttons, you can just click it and it will copy the text in the clipboard for you. Now, if you wanted to change the date of birth, you can. So if you wanted to make her a year younger, we can do that. And then as you come away, you'll see that it's gone down to 45. Now, the third tab allows us to store all the socials that you're going to create for this person, so that they're all kept together. So if we click add, you'll see that we've got Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, etc., etc. Username would probably be the same, because depending on Instagram and Twitter, like Twitter's got a URL, and the Tumblr sometimes has extra information that you need to fill in. Put the password in, for example, and then the phone will copy the phone that's on the main account. So if you've updated your main details with the real phone number, and whenever you add a social account, it will copy that for you. But the reason we put phone here is so that if you ever needed to change your phone number for, say, Twitter, you can then go in and put a new phone number in here, wherever it will be, click update, and then that phone number is stored for you forevermore in this record. So effectively you could have every other social would be on that first phone number that you use, but if for some reason Twitter's gone a bit security conscious on you and you've had to use a different phone, then you can individually store a phone against every single social account. If you want to add another one, you can. So we go to Twitter, put the URL in, manage to create, username, password, and then a phone number, etc. And then you click update. And it stores them all in, ready for you to when you want to, if you've got Session Splitter running, and Minion Builders is one of the tabs, then you can easily like copy all this and paste it into anywhere you need to go. So if you've got Session Splitter open in Twitter and you needed to log in, you could come to the Minion Builders, you could edit Gladys, and then you could go straight to the username and straight to the password. And if you needed the phone number, it's there for you to give you a reminder if ever you needed to use any SMS verifications, etc. So that is the social accounts. You can add multiples of any kind. So if this Minion's got multiple Twitters, then you can add multiple Twitters if you wish. So images, and this is the one where you're going to be really interested in. So when we click the images tab, you'll see that there's a lot going on here. But what we've done is when we locked in the main photo, it puts it in the image tab, and you'll see it's called, there's the profile picture. They've got a type, but it's also stored it in an S3 Amazon, and all the betas will get to use our S3 so that you don't have to worry about connecting your own. And this allows you quick access to any images. If you're going to other places online like Twitter and you want to set up a you want to get the profile, or you go into Facebook and you want to make a post and you want the picture, you can just come to here and you click this link, and there's the picture of her. That basically you can just copy that. You can copy that link anywhere. You can copy it up there, and then just paste it into anywhere else that wants to use that photo. You can upload your own. We've got a browse to the desktop, so you can upload your own pictures that you may have already have or created. But what we've got down here is we've got some photo AI going on. So you highlight a picture, and then we can click things like sad, and it will give her a sad face. So if we click sad, you'll see that it's generating the image down here. Now these do take a few seconds because they are, using AI to manipulate the photo. And there's the photo. So you can see now it's given her a sad face, and she's even got some sad eyes going on. If you want to keep that, you can. You click Store Image, and then it saves the image. And it not only saves it on the database, it stores it into our Amazon S3 as well for you. So there it is, and there's the link for you to use that picture. I've just looked across and on the chat, and we've just got sold. So someone really likes that feature. You can use the same for smile. We've got surprise, troll, we've got grotesque. We've even got mirror effect. And what this does is it will flip it to give it some 180-degree horizontal flip. So you can see now she's looking the other way. So I'll take that one. I'll store that. I just saw a question about Meta. We could do, basically Scott says, will version 2 fill in the image metadata from the database? Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. In the highlighted area, we've got some pro tools. Now this is where the credits come in, because these are actually used credits to use, because they're using a really high clever artificial intelligence photo manipulation system that uses credits. Everyone who's going to be a beta will get 500 credits to start with, which should last you a good while. But you can do things like highlight the image. So there I'm highlighting. You can see on the type we've got profile picture, sad, mirror effect. So this tells you which button created that effect. So I'm now going to click on remove background. Now what this is doing is it's looking at the image and it's detecting where the face starts and ends. And it's going to get rid of, hopefully you see this yellow bit there. It's going to get rid of that. There you go, it's finished. Now on this occasion, because it was cut off around there, it hasn't made the best job. But if I show you, if you manage to get a picture that's full on like this, you can see the kind of effects that it does. And there's one at the bottom that's removed the background. There's one, we've got one called Halloweenify, which creates an Halloween version of the image. We've got ones that turns into a zombie. Caricature is a good one. You can see it makes a caricature of you, and so on. And then we've got emojis, and we've got Toonify. So I won't store that one because that one isn't the best. But we'll show you caricature.
Now, guys, you're going to learn too is you really want to find a photo looking directly back at the camera lens with a background on both sides of the face. It makes it easier to do remove background. So, yeah. And you just practice with it. I mean, the cool thing is you can have unlimited minions, and you can, and we'll show you how to reverse if you want a different profile image. So that was a caricature. Show them Emojify looks pretty good too.
Yeah, highlight the one, and then click Emojify.
If you're going to have any chance of being influencer status or something, you want to have different images of yourself in there. And if you're starting from one image, this is an easy way to take one image and make it multiple images in a portfolio. this is the best you can do with one single image. Now we've got other options, you know, down the road. We'll teach you how to take this image, and you can still use your phone to really do some great image manipulation, and then post back into a Dropbox, and then you can pick it up in a browse. So it's just a couple extra clicks, but you can do your own image manipulation, just starting with a JPEG image.
If I go back to my minions and then choose someone that's face on, like Edwin, so you've got some going on, yeah. So you'll see, because he was face on, the AI is really good at getting rid of the background. So if you look up there, and then from that, then you can use the one that's got the background. Down here we've got some, we're going to upload some more, but we've got different kinds of backgrounds. So you could pick, like there's a park scene, and because it knows it's one that's had a removed background, it lets you do clever things like this. So we overlay the face onto something else. You can actually browse and use your own background if you wish, and click change background, and it will convert the profile into a PNG with a transparent background, and it will overlay it over the picture and then save it as a new picture. And change background, anything that's outside of the ones with the lines, it doesn't use any credits. So if I pick blue orbs, flare, and click change background, and you'll see we've got another one, and I can store that one as well.
And this would also, when you have the remove background, a good effect is to mirror the effect. So he's looking at maybe a slightly different angle.
Yeah.
So just hit the mirror effect button and then change the background.
Yeah, so he's looking the other way. So we'll store that. And that's gone onto page 2. There he is. So we'll highlight that one, and now we can do change background, and we'll use purple orbs blur. Oh, I've done a mirror effect with we've set this up so it only works on removed background images. So
you would want to do a mirror
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then remove.
And then remove. I'll just do a remove background on that, even though there isn't one there. When you first get the profile image, mirror it first, and then you can remove the background. Because the only way we know that it's a clean image is if we've tagged it with remove background. If it's potentially any of the others, then we don't know if the background is clean. So it's going to make a messy picture, really. So that's why we've got that in. And you know, if any of you think differently, you know, let us know, and we can always put it in the melting pot and change it. So there you can see we've just created, well, there's 13 images now. And I'll just click some of the links. So we've got one with a nice blurred background with him looking the other way. It kind of blends all the colors in as well. Sometimes it makes a really cool effect. Sometimes the AI messes it up, to be fair, if the background's a bit strange. But there, I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, you can turn him into a cartoon with like so he's in front of a canvas or something. To restore that. And these pictures are instantly in Amazon for you, look, so that, you know, you can copy that and put it anywhere. Any questions about images?
Okay, Wayne, go back to my minions.
Yep.
So to put a minion in here and create an image and, you know, make 10 different profiles, you're set up, and then your VA can take over, or you can create social accounts with any of these. You keep everything all in one place. This solved a huge problem for me. Instead of the Google Images, the Dropbox, the VPS file storage, we've got them all in one place. Really easy to do. And what we have found is when you have the profile images in there, you can find people really quick. You know that Donald Shin, you know, looking at that image, anywhere Donald Shin is, it's easy with a profile in there. And also when you start seeing Donald Shin, you might change things. Instead of, go ahead and click on his social profiles. Let's edit him. So right now, he could have his own bio, but go up to the next line, to the next tab, other details. So you could really go in here and, you don't need the credit card or anything. None of that's in there, Social Security, but the company he works for, what car he drives. So if you've ever built a customer avatar, this is why we have all this detail in here. It's so that you can really define this person, age, where they live, where they work. Everything is all in here, and we're open to adding even more fields to give you a really good definition of a customer avatar. And the social accounts are here. So if you're using Session Splitter or you're using SEO Autopilot or anywhere where you're using a proxy, you can simply just bring this database into that proxy. And you can have it side by side with Session Splitter. Go back to the main details for us. What we envision is, even as you scroll down to the bios, is have maybe some bios that you can click on and choose a personal bio or a corporate bio that we would randomize. Maybe even use Conversion AI to make 100 or so and use Word AI to spin it. It would allow you to have a personal bio and a corporate bio. So as you're building these profiles in Twitter or YouTube or Gmail or Google accounts, they're always asking you for, give me a personal bio. If you've done like I've done, building these minions, you stop what you're doing, you go and you to the word processor and you write a personal bio, and hopefully you save it in a place that you can reuse it. That's why we've got it all here, is that you can create your own little personal bio, stick it in there, and use it on multiple social accounts. And guys, this is not a complicated software. It's really easy to learn. We're hoping that if you join us on a beta team, and I'm about to go over the beta team, what's included in it, is that you may have ideas that we've never even thought of. In fact, I've already seen a couple of really great ideas that you could put in there. Steve asked an excellent question. Could we order up like 20 minions from the same city, metro area like Chicago?
Right, that's a good question, because what we are going to do is in Create Minion, we're thinking of putting state in here. It would only give you minions from that state.
The simple solution is, when go into My Minions.
The simple solution is just to change it, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got your minion created, and let's say Kathleen Knight, you would choose her, and I would typically have some real estate address, a real estate service up. So I would pick a home address of a house for sale in like Twilio or one of the MLS listings. So I would just type that house address and then put Chicago in there.
Yeah, just change it.
Yeah. The great thing is, if you've got VAs working for you, I mean, this is like a no-brainer. Is you tell them, I want 20 minions, make them all from Chicago. They'll figure out how to get good addresses for you.
Garen asks, need a way to upload a background and AI effect where he's in the cups with his mates. It's funny you should ask that, because we are looking at extending this quite a lot so that we can kind of do that thing where it looks like he's with other people. So we are looking, it's difficult, but we're looking to see if we can do that, because then that really pushes the boundaries of what's possible.
Yep. Can you log into my account, Wayne?
Yeah, I can. I'll just swing this off.
There's a lot of images right here that I made with the software, but go to page 2. There we go. And just bring up any of those. So there's a program I'm using called Be Funky, and they've got a free trial version, but it's like $60 a year. It's a SAAS-based system, so you can use it on a desktop. So I just grabbed the URL from the original image and dropped it in, and it has one-click buttons to do these. So this looks like a real person. It doesn't look like a fake model or anything. And I've just kind of experimented with things. Now, once BeFunky creates these photos for me, and I just simply upload them by hitting that browse button up there and then hit upload. So I did about 10 photos of Keith Hernandez in about, maybe it took me 20 minutes at the most, because I was just kind of playing around with looks. Now Keith has 20 photos all created from a single photo. And this is good enough for his profile for probably the next couple of years, to change photo out, you know, probably every week or every 2 weeks, just swap his profile photo out. And it looks like he is a real person. He's doing this to build his brand, to build his image. And you could put other images in there. So if you have a photographer that may have, you know, 20 shots of a person doing different activities, you could actually use them as your minion and just import them. Steve asked a very good question.
He did, and that's the next part of the demo.
Yep. How would you import a list?
On the left side, we've got import minions. And if you click import minions, I'm not going to do it, obviously, because I'm in demos. But if you've got a spreadsheet that you used to put them on, you can export that as a CSV. Choose, I've got one there, which hasn't got all the fields in, but you'll get the idea. You click match columns, and what it does is it reads the first line of that CSV. So now you can go down the fields that we allow you to import, and it will show you in the drop down what it picked up from the CSV. So gender, well, that matches gender in my column with that one. Name set, I might not have name set, but I do have nationality, so we'll put that there. Title, I don't have title, so I'll leave it blank. First name, I've only got name in mind, so I'll put to name, and so on. And you keep going down to everything that you've got in your spreadsheet. If it matches this, we'll bring it in. Now, group name, if you have got a group in your CSV, what this will do is it will, as it's importing it, it will look at the group. It will then look at your groups in your account, and if you don't have that group, it will create it for you. It will then tag the one that it's importing to that group. And then the next record it brings in, if it's the same group, then it just tags it to the same group because it's already created the group for you. So not only does it import the groups, it creates the groups as well for you to use on someone else later on. Now, if your spreadsheet had a lot of socials going across as well, then if you tick the import social accounts, it will then bring all the possibles for you to import. So if you've got a Facebook URL, username, password, and phone, you can match them up to a column in your spreadsheet, all the way down to whatever you've got stored in all the different kinds of socials. And then it will auto add them into the socials tab as a new record against the right social. So if you've created, if you've linked to Twitter in there, then it will add a Twitter in your socials tab for this person, so on. And then just before you import, you could decide whether to ignore the first line or not. If the first line was column headers, then obviously you don't want to import that. But if it wasn't, then you'd leave that unticked. And in the drop down, instead of header names, you would have example data instead. Then you click import, and away you go, and in they come. So that answers your question, Steve, of how can I get my older ones in so that everything's in the same place?
Steve asked a good question too, is can we export it? I'm sure that we're going to add that feature before we launch.
Yeah, we haven't got it at the moment, but we're going to plug it in.
Yep. And on the left, besides the import minions, we have manage groups, so you can manage group names and everything in there. You can do a credit audit where you can see what you spent your credits on.
Yeah, everything you do in the images tab is logged. So you can see that Alan Brown had a troll, which didn't cost any credits. Mirror effect didn't cost. Emojify was 4, caricature, and so on. So if you look and you think, where have all my credits gone? This is exactly where you need to look.
And we may at some point have, if for instance, the remove background really messed up the image, but it cost you 4 credits, we may have a discount or something.
Yeah, but it's 1 credit. It's only 1.
Yeah, but we may have something in there. We're not going to answer support tickets, so it would be self-managed, I guess. So we've got a lot of ideas for this. Most our beta team software, if you've ever been a part of beta team, it was an idea. It was a mind map. This is a software. This is really close to being ready for a public launch, but we do need marketing angles. We do need, what else can we do with this? Scott brought up an excellent idea about the metadata, random camera phone brand. I mean, stuff, those are great ideas to fully flesh out in image metadata. Excellent ideas, guys. So hopefully you're going to join the beta team. Wayne, show them the FAQ.
This tells you exactly, obviously there was a lot going on before we started docking it in here. But you can see in May, we had the first version and it was stable around June. And you can see how we've powered along to get it out for you today. Even today, look, there's been some nice modifications.
Yep.
And this will just keep growing, and then eventually you'll see it flip to live, just like we do with Masher, so that you know exactly. When that number changes there, you know to go in the FAQ and have a look to see what we've done.
Yep.
And of course, the support is the same as all our other tools. Just add, and we'll get the support ticket, and it's exactly the same system.
Yeah, so if on beta team, use the support for suggestions, feedback on that. That's what we're there for. Are there any questions about the software? I mean, I know probably a lot of y'all have a lot of great ideas circling around in your mind. But Wayne, go back up to the dashboard, please.
On there.
To your My Minions, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. The idea here, guys, is this is all in one place. You got your photos, you got your social account login, you got everything you need is here. And the images are not even stored on random drop boxes or your own VPS storage. They are in the cloud on our S3 server. And there's a lot of different ways that you can manipulate your images, even outside of this. But we wanted one central place that the thing you don't see is we're going to add a user account management system. So as you bring in VAs, you can give them access to the entire database or by groups. And maybe they're working group A through C or something like that, where they're going in every day and they're doing some type of engagement. Also, exporting into Jarvie. We're using this ourselves. So we're coming up with ideas of how can we scale? How can we get 100 accounts? How can we get 1,000 minions and we manage them all in one place? What we're looking at, this is a JV Zoo launch with a one-time pay feature. Wayne, if you don't mind, I'm going to take over the screen here.
Yeah. The JV Zoo will have OTOs and things. So
let me share my screen. It's real simple. This is going to be minionbuilders.com. And what I want to do is I want to go over what we're going to do as a beta team with Minion Builders. Go into Minion Builders. I've made a little sales page. Guys, this isn't fancy by any means, but I was trying some conversion AI stuff and writing sales copy. So it's an online database. You can instantly create social profiles. We have 100,000 names in there so far. We're going to be adding more over time based on country and profile setups. This is just a start. So once you pull a name, that name is yours. We don't reuse that name. Perfect minion photos every time. You pick the one until you're happy, and then you lock it in, and then you can do things with it. And everything's stored safely online through SSL, through security, and we may even tighten up the security a little bit with your users that you assign to the account. Maybe even doing a 2-factor, and it keeps everything all together. This is something that you can use with VAs. It's something I am planning on getting all my VAs together, and I'm importing spreadsheets this afternoon into my accounts. Our beta team offers have gotten really popular. So we're going to leave this open for the next 9 days. Here's the advantage. You get everything Wayne and I get. We have super agency license, which if you were RSS Master, you get the best deal I think we've ever given away. And Bid Penguin 2 beta team's got excellent deals. And auto blogging ads, guys, we're kicking that back in September. And you're going to go, well, I can't believe everything that auto blogging ads does. So we over deliver on the beta because it's really what we're building for ourselves at the same time. We can't take on hundreds of people into the beta. We don't want to. We want to take on 30 or beta members, and we know not everybody's going to participate all the time. They just want the good deal that includes everything that we have. It has a profile manipulator. We're going to be adding more image manipulations over time. As long as we got, a good API and they're affordable, we'll toss them in. Let's talk about what you get as a beta. You're going to get lifetime access to this new software, and that will help you create hundreds of minions. You never have to pay for the software or version updates ever again. Now, we may have some version updates. We may find out that we can put it on a recurring and offer more features. You don't have to pay for it. You're in on the beta team. You're in with us. It's an agency license, which is really, it's a super agency. We do have to put a credit limit on the pictures because we have to pay for the credits ourselves. And it's not with Bitcoin or some funny money. It's real cash each month that we have to pay for credits. We're going to make sure you have enough credits in there that you never have to worry about it. Reseller license. This is the advantage of this particular beta, because we are going to offer the front end at a cheaper price than the beta price. We want you to participate with us in profits. You're going to get a reseller license, which basically is an affiliate license in JVZoo. But instead of 50% like Todd Gross and all those guys will get, you're going to get 100%. Anything sold on the front end through your affiliate link, you'll make 100%. And then it's 50% on all the OTOs sold afterwards, which we are going to put the Minion Builders Bootcamp in there. We're going to put some higher price items. So anything on that launch deal, OTL 1, 2, or 3, you'll make 50% on that. And we're going to have 4 weeks of Zoom calls. These will be short Zoom calls. I don't even know what day of the week it is, but we've got to kind of schedule around Geek Out Fridays and some of the other stuff that we're doing. But it's going to be very fast. We want you to help us with user interface and marketing angles. We're going to get it all done in 4 weeks. We're going to tune up the software. I'm going to be working on sales copy, lining up affiliates, and doing a big launch with it. Y'all are going to have a lot of opportunities when the buzz starts to promote it to your own list. I don't think beta team, the cost of beta team is really a function outside of maybe it's not affordable at this point in time. The reseller license, that has value. All you have to do, click, yes, I want to join the beta team. We've got it priced at $297. You just fill in your name, click PayPal, buy it now, and you're set, ready to go. The first 20 people get this incredible, they get this incredible coffee mug. Now, guys, this is an exclusive to our beta team. Scott says, I'm awake now. Hopefully there's people on the call that have 3 or 4 of these coffee mugs sitting around for beta team members. So anyway.
These coffee mugs, they're rarer than NFTs.
Yes. We were thinking about tagging them with an NFT, but they're very rare. So there's only going to be 22 of them given out, 20 to the first 20 members. So I would highly recommend you sign up today, because when the recording comes out, we're going to drop it on multiple Facebook groups. We're going to even go out with the session splitter guys. Over the course of the next week, we're going to promote it. And again, we're trying to get 30 to 40 qualified people that want to do this with us. Read the facts. Some of these facts are kind of funny because I use conversion AI with some legalese, and I had Jerry Seinfeld as my tone of voice. So we've got some jokes in there, like, can I break up the price and pay over time? No, it's outside of your budget. I'd recommend waiting to launch. It's going to be cheaper on the front end offer, but by the time you get the front end, the OTOs and everything, you're going to pay, actually, you probably pay more than what you're paying today, and you won't have a reseller license with it. We're making this software for us. We want to have a shareable, secure place to store all the minions, all their photos, all their passwords online without Google watching over our shoulders. And as I started the call, my accounts got killed when I moved my Excel spreadsheet into Google, primarily with Gmail accounts and Facebook. A lot of them went inactive, or I had to re-verify, and I'm trying to avoid the re-verification issues. We lost some Facebook people and some Twitter people when I moved it to G Sheets. So nobody can tell me that Google doesn't read what goes on with G Sheets. We put a lot of time and effort. This is our product. We want it to work. We want to launch on JVZoo. We want you to be part of the beta team if you're interested. Earn 100% commission on the front end sales, 50% on everything else. But we can't offer a refund policy on a software it may have bugs in it. If this is a deal breaker for you, wait till we do the JVZoo launch, and you'll get a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. We've got some additional plans for it, but we kind of feel like we're about 98% complete with the software. We get some great ideas came in today about how, some things that we can add to it. Anything else, Wayne?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. And guys, we probably won't start the Zoom calls until not this next week, but it'll be the following week. And we're going to have 4 right in a row, 4 weeks. And then hopefully we're going to be ready to launch. And part of the calls are, y'all help us figure out the marketing angles. Is the sales copy right? Does it hit you in the right place on the sales copy? I'm not the best copywriter, but I've got some really great tools to help me. So anyway, I think that's all we've got for today. I want to make it a short call, but if you ever thought about joining our beta team, today is a great day, especially if you can get a coffee mug to go with it. So anyway, talk to you soon. Wayne, thank you for joining us, and thank you for demoing the product. And we'll see y'all on another call.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone.
Bye for now.